name is Meredith, and I'm the 8th grade science teacher at StClairsville Middle School. I've created this video so that you can get to know a little bit about me and a little bit about how I run my class so that you'll be familiar with how things are going to look this upcoming school year. I've been teaching for 10 years, and in that time I've learned that students learn best when they are presented with a variety of types of activities. So you'll find that in my classroom, we're always doing something different. Individual work or group work. Sometimes we'll be doing written assignments, and sometimes it'll be performance-based type assignments, labs, projects. We'll be using technology in multiple fashions. And all this is so that students can learn the best about the content that I'm teaching, but also be able to take that content and start creating things with it. Start applying it in new ways. This is how we're going to help our students succeed this year. First, let's talk materials. When students come to class, I'm going to ask them to bring 3 things with them. The first thing they need is a 3-ring binder. This is where I'm going to ask them to keep all their worksheets or assignments that I give them or handouts that I give them. This is where they'll keep everything that they need in one location. The second thing that I need them to bring is either a spiral notebook or a composition notebook or even just some loose leaf paper. This is so that they can take notes, sometimes about stuff that we do in class, but a lot of times about the stuff that they do outside of class, and I'll talk about that in a moment. The third thing I need them to bring with them is, of course, something to write with. Now, optionally, students can bring with them, if they choose to do so, their own technology device. This could mean a smartphone that has internet capability, iPod, an iPad, or a tablet, or any other type of device in which they can access the internet from. The reason is that we're going to be using internet and technology a lot of the times in class, but also outside of class. So if they have a device that they would like to use, they can bring that. If they don't have a device, no need to panic. They'll have everything that they need in class, and I'll provide them the devices that they might need in order to do the different assignments. I follow what's called a flipped model, and here's what that looks like. Typically, in your normal traditional classroom, probably the same type of classroom that you and I went to, it always involved the teacher at the front, giving lectures or giving notes or a PowerPoint, giving students the information that they needed. They took notes, and then for homework, they would go home and they would apply that in some new way. Maybe it was a worksheet on how to do decimals or fractions, or maybe it was a book report that they had to go home and write, or maybe it was a project that they had to do regarding something they learned about science in class. But it always meant that outside of class was when they were working on kind of those harder types of assignments. Well, I believe that that's when students need help the most. Now, parents, of course, are there to help out their students, but sometimes they need a teacher's help. So what I do is I flip the responsibility on the students. So here's what that looks like. Instead of me being at the front of the class all the time, giving lectures or giving notes, instead, I take that direct instruction out of the class and I make videos for kids to watch, just like what you're watching now. Now, students can take that video home, they can watch it, they can pause it, they can rewind it, they can view it as many times as they need to, and then they can write down what they need to, take the notes that they need to, and do that outside of class. That's how they get the basic understanding. That's usually the easiest part of the whole learning process. And that's the part I ask them to do outside of class. Then when they come to class, this is when we apply it. This is when we do some of the higher order thinking skills, things like creating new types of projects or applying what they've learned to a real world situation. That is when I am there to help guide them through this process. So once students view videos at home, they come into class, we review the videos. We talk about any things that were hard to understand or not clear to them, and I clear up any misconceptions, and then we go to work. And we apply that new knowledge, a variety of types of activities that I am there to guide them through. Studies have shown that this actually helps students learn, take that knowledge up to the next level. Now, I talked about that students will be watching videos at home for homework. As far as viewing the videos, I make them available on a variety of different platforms, and that's what I'm going to go over now. I'm going to go over a couple of different accounts, different social media sites that will be helpful, but please don't be overwhelmed. I'm only asking you to really check out one or two of them, and that way you can stay in touch with what's going on this school year. Let me talk first about a website called Sophia. If you go to this website, sophia.org, and you go to my page, you're going to see what's called tutorials. Now, tutorials are great because they are specific to whatever content it is that I'm teaching, and they contain a variety of different media that students can view to help them understand things in class. I can add videos, I can add documents, and I can add PowerPoints. I can also put some sample test questions up so that they can practice those questions ahead of time and then bring them to class with them, and I can help them with any questions that they might have had. So again, sophia.org, if you go here, you'll be able to see all the videos that I post and any other useful media to help students understand the content. The second website that I use is called Edmodo, and it's really like an educational Facebook. Now, this is going to be a place where students who have their own device can go to my Edmodo page. They can download the specific video to their device using the school's Wi-Fi, and then they can take their device home with them and have that video on it so that they can play it, pause it, rewind it, however they need in order to view that video and understand the information. So again, that one's called Edmodo, and that is an option for somebody who might want to be downloading their own videos. The third place where I keep my videos is called YouTube. We all should be familiar with YouTube. I have my own channel where I'll be posting the videos that I've created to help students understand the material. There are many ways that students can view videos outside of class. Let me go over a few of them. First of all, if students have a computer but no internet, or a gaming system that has a USB port, I can put those videos onto a jump drive. They can check that jump drive out. They can then view those videos for homework and bring me the jump drive back. They can always, of course, go to a friend's house or go to a library and view the videos that way. If they have a technology device like an iPod or an iPad or some type of tablet or even just a smartphone, they can download the videos while they're at school and then take that home with them in order to view it. That way they won't even need the internet when they go home. They already have the videos on their particular device. Lastly, I can burn those videos onto a DVD. If you have a DVD player or a gaming system that plays DVDs, students can watch those videos simply from bringing home the DVD and viewing that. Finally, if none of those options work, I of course have my classroom open anytime that they need to come in. If they want to come in a little bit before school, stay a little bit after school, even during lunch, they're allowed to come to my classroom, use the school computers that I have in my class, and view the videos then. The bottom line is I won't let any student be left behind because they don't have some particular technology device. Every student will be able to view the videos, and I'm determined to make that work with your help and them also. Now, as far as staying up to date on new things that are going on in the class, I use a couple of options. The first one is Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, I encourage you to follow my Twitter feed at Meredith Science. And this is where I'll post anything that's going on, any new assignments, anything we're doing at class, any updates. I'll post links to videos. This is a great way for you to follow along with what's going on in class and stay up to date. Another way you can stay in touch with me is through a program called Remind. Now, what Remind does is if you sign up, you'll be able to receive either text messages or emails. And this will have the same type of information that I put in my Twitter feed. This will give you any homework assignments that's going on, any materials I might ask students to bring with them to class, or any updates about tests, quizzes, any projects, anything you might want to know, you'll be able to find out by receiving either a text message or an email from me through the program called Remind. Now, one of the things about Remind is that all personal information is kept confidential. If you sign up, I'll be able to text you, but I won't personally have your cell phone number, and you won't personally have my cell phone number. It's a great way to stay confidential and still be kept up to date with all the information that's going on. you won't be able to text back to me. If that case, if you have any questions about the text to go out, I'm going to ask you to just simply send an email to liz.meredith@omarisa.net. Okay, now I've thrown a lot at you as far as different websites, different social media, and please know that I am not trying to overwhelm anyone. I'm not asking you to follow every video hosting site or to follow all social media sites. I'm only asking you to maybe pick one or maybe even two so that you can stay up to date as far as what's going on in our class, know when any major tests are coming up or when students have deadlines that you might want to be aware of, and use that to stay in touch with me. I do hope to hear from you. Again, email me anytime you have questions, comments, concerns about what's going on in class. My ultimate goal for this year is to help all students succeed. And I know that with your help, we can make it happen. I look forward to hearing from you. Let's make this a great school year.